Your car's AC used to freeze you out in seconds. Now it barely keeps up with the heat. Before you drop $800 at the mechanic, there's something you need to know. Most AC problems have nothing to do with your refrigerant or compressor. In fact, there are fixes that cost less than $20 that could dramatically improve your cooling power. I'll show you 10 ways to supercharge your AC, plus 2 bonus mistakes that could be costing you hundreds in repairs. Some of these tricks work instantly. Others will save you from a $1,500 repair bill down the road. Let's get started. Tip number 10. Clean your condenser. Pop your hood and look through the front grille. See that metal grid behind it? That's your condenser, and it's probably disgusting. Your condenser turns hot refrigerant into cold refrigerant. When it's caked with dead bugs, dirt, and road grime, it can't do that job. The result? Weak cooling and an overworked compressor that could fail and cost you $1,200 to replace. Here's the fix. Grab a garden hose and a soft brush. Let your car cool down first because that metal gets scorching hot. Spray the condenser from behind at medium pressure. Don't blast it from the front or you'll bend the fins. Use the brush to scrub away any stubborn bug guts. Let it dry completely before starting your car. You'll notice the difference immediately, but we're just getting warmed up. Tip number 9. Replace your cabin air filter. When's the last time you changed your cabin air filter? If you're like most people, the answer is never. That filter sits behind your glove box and catches everything trying to get into your car. Dust, pollen, leaves, even small rocks. After about 15,000 miles, it's so clogged that your AC has to work 3 times harder to push air through. Here's what most people don't realize. A dirty cabin filter doesn't just kill your airflow, it becomes a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. That musty smell when you turn on your AC, that's mold spores hitting your face. A mechanic will charge you $50 to swap it out. You can do it yourself in 5 minutes for $20. Just pop open your glove box, squeeze the sides, and it drops down. The filter slides right out. Match the arrow on the new filter to the arrow on the housing. That's it. You'll instantly feel stronger airflow and breathe cleaner air. If you've got kids or allergies, this one's non-negotiable. Tip number 8. Use the recirculation button. That button with the car and the circular arrow. Most people have no idea what it does. Some folks think it's a U-turn button. It's actually your secret weapon for maximum cooling. Here's how it works. Normally, your AC pulls in hot air from outside and cools it down. On a 95-degree day, that's a lot of work. Hit the recirculation button and your AC stops pulling in outside air. Instead, it recirculates the already cooled air inside your car. This does 3 things for you. First, your car cools down much faster. Second, you can burn about 5 to 10% less fuel because the compressor doesn't work as hard. Third, you keep nasty smells out. Stuck in traffic behind a diesel truck? Flip that button and you won't smell a thing. The only downside is the back seat won't get as much cold air. If you're driving alone, keep it on. If you've got passengers, turn it off and crack the rear windows slightly. Tip number 7. Park smart. Your car sitting in the sun can hit 120 degrees inside, even when it's only 80 degrees outside. That happens in less than an hour. When you get in, your AC has to fight that heat before it can cool you down. This burns extra fuel and puts serious strain on your compressor. The solution is obvious, but most people ignore it. Park in the shade whenever possible. Can't find shade? Get a windshield sunshade. They cost $10 at Walmart and can drop your car's interior temperature by 30 to 40 degrees. That's not an exaggeration. Studies from Arizona State showed that a sunshade made the difference between a 140-degree steering wheel and a 100-degree one. Your AC will thank you, your fuel economy will improve, and you won't burn your hands on the steering wheel. It's the easiest win on this list. Tip number 6. Check your coolant level. This sounds backwards, but your coolant actually affects your AC. Here's why. When your engine starts overheating, the computer shuts off your AC compressor to protect the engine. No coolant means no AC, even if your refrigerant is full. Pop your hood when the engine is cold. Never check coolant on a hot engine, or you could get seriously burned. Look at the coolant reservoir. It should be between the min and max lines. If it's low, top it off with the right type of coolant for your car. Check your owner's manual because using the wrong coolant can cause serious damage. If you're constantly adding coolant, you've got a leak somewhere. That's a different problem you need to address. But if your level is just a bit low, topping it off might be all it takes to get your AC blowing cold again. Tip number 5. Verify your cooling fans work. Behind your condenser sit 1 or 2 cooling fans. Their job is to blow air through the condenser to help it release heat. If these fans aren't spinning, your condenser can't do its job and your AC dies. The good news is checking them takes about 30 seconds. Start your car and crank the AC to maximum cold and highest fan speed. Let it run for 5 minutes. Then carefully walk to the front of your car and listen. You should hear the fans spinning. If you want to be sure, have someone sit in the driver's seat while you pop the hood. With the AC on full blast, you should see both fans spinning. If only one is spinning, your AC will work for now, but that second fan will fail soon. If neither is spinning, that's your problem right there. Replacing cooling fans yourself costs about $100 for the parts. A dealer will charge you $400 to $500. Don't pay dealer prices for something you can do in your driveway. Tip number 4. Inspect your serpentine belt. Your AC compressor doesn't run on electricity. It's powered by a belt connected to your engine called the serpentine belt. If that belt starts cracking or slipping, your compressor won't spin at the right speed. This causes weak cooling at first, then no cooling at all. Eventually, a slipping belt can cause your compressor to overheat and fail completely. That's a repair that can run you $800 to $1,500. Prevention is simple. Open your hood and look at the belt. It should be smooth and tight. If you see cracks, fraying, or glazing on the surface, it's time for a new one. If the belt squeals when you start the car or turn on the AC, that's another warning sign. Now, if your compressor is already making grinding noises or not engaging at all when you turn on the AC, a new belt won't help. That's a sign of internal compressor failure. But if you catch belt wear early, a $60 belt that takes 20 minutes to install can prevent that expensive compressor replacement. Tip number 3. Address low refrigerant properly. Your AC uses refrigerant, sometimes called freon, to create cold air. In a perfect system, refrigerant lasts forever because it's sealed, but over time, tiny leaks can develop and your refrigerant level drops. When that happens, your AC blows warm air. A mechanic will charge you $200 to $300 for an AC recharge. They'll also try to sell you on a condenser repair or a compressor flush that you probably don't need. Here's what you need to understand. If your refrigerant is low, you have a leak somewhere. Just topping it up is a temporary fix that might last a few weeks or a few months. For a permanent solution, you need to find and fix that leak, which usually requires a professional with proper leak detection equipment. That said, if you just need to limp through the summer, you can buy a recharge kit at any auto parts store for about $40. Look for R134, a refrigerant for most cars made before 2017. Newer vehicles might need R1234YF, which costs significantly more. Check your owner's manual. The kit comes with a hose and gauge. You'll connect it to the low-pressure port under your hood, which is clearly marked. Add refrigerant slowly until the gauge reads full. Just know this is buying you time, not fixing the actual problem. And be careful, because refrigerant is under pressure, and improper handling can be dangerous. Tip number 2. Clean your AC intake. At the base of your windshield, there's a vent where outside air enters your AC system. It's called the cowl or AC intake. If you park under trees or drive on dusty roads, leaves and debris pile up in there. This blocks airflow and creates a perfect environment for mold to grow. That's where the musty smell comes from. Cleaning it is easy. First, brush away any visible leaves or debris. If you've got a mold problem and that musty AC smell, here's what to do. Remove your cabin air filter first so the disinfectant can flow freely through the system. Turn your AC fan to the lowest setting and roll down all your windows. Spray AC disinfectant directly into the intake vents. The fan will pull the disinfectant through the system and kill any bacterial growth. Let it run for about a minute, then turn everything off and let it dry. Do this twice a year and you'll dramatically reduce that musty smell. For severe mold issues, you might need professional evaporator cleaning, but this method handles most problems. Tip number 1. Let hot air escape first. Here's the biggest mistake people make. They get in their scorching hot car, crank the AC to max, and sit there suffering while it slowly cools down. That's backwards. Your AC is trying to cool superheated air, which takes forever and wastes fuel. Instead, do this. Get in your car and start the engine. Turn the AC to the lowest setting and roll down all 4 windows. Drive for about 30 seconds with the windows down. This pushes all the hot air out. Now crank the AC fan to maximum and roll up the front windows. Leave the rear windows cracked about 2 inches. After another 30 seconds, close those too. Your car will cool down much faster using this method. You're not asking the AC to cool 120-degree air. You're cooling 90-degree air that's already been flushed out. This trick also reduces the strain on your compressor and saves fuel. It feels counterintuitive because you're letting cold air escape at first, but trust me, it works. Bonus: 2 costly mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1 is never using your AC. I get it. Gas is expensive and you want to save money. But if you don't run your AC for weeks at a time, the seals dry out and start leaking refrigerant. The compressor can also develop internal corrosion because the parts aren't staying lubricated. Run your AC for at least 10 minutes every week, even in winter. This keeps everything lubricated and prevents those seals from drying out. Mistake number 2 is about vent direction, and there's actually some debate here. Many people point the vents directly at their face because it feels good immediately. For personal comfort, that's fine. But if you want to cool the entire cabin more efficiently, try pointing your center vent slightly upward toward the roof. Cold air naturally sinks, so it'll fall and circulate throughout the car. Point your side vents toward the windshield to prevent fogging. Experiment with both methods and see what works best for your particular vehicle. There you have it. 10 ways to make your AC blow significantly colder without spending a fortune at the mechanic. The cabin air filter, recirculation button, and proper hot air, venting alone, will transform your driving experience. If your AC still isn't cold after trying these tips, you might have a bigger problem like a failing compressor or a major refrigerant leak that needs professional attention. But for most people, these fixes will get you back to ice-cold air. Which tip are you trying first? Let me know in the comments. And if this video saved you a trip to the mechanic, hit that subscribe button. I've got more car care videos coming that'll save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars.